right, Megan, do you want to roll for if we should do a show today or not?
Yeah, let's do it. Roll that die.
All right, ready, set, and rolling it. We got a 6.
And we never set the parameters for what this die roll, like what would be yes and what would be no.
That's true.
Let's say evens are yes and odds are no.
Well, good news. We're doing a show today because I rolled a 6.
Nice. It's a giant fluffy die. For those of you who are not watching this on video, it is a D20 roughly the size of Maria's head.
Yeah, well,
I guess roughly the size of my head also.
Yeah, 2 heads. The dice were the size of 2 heads.
No, I bet you that die is closer to the size of one person's head than to the size of 2 people's head.
Oh, somebody do the math on this.
I mean, just look at it. Like, look at it next to my head.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Imagine hair on this die. Imagine a wig on this die.
I won't do it.
If you don't imagine it, I'm gonna go get a wig and put it on this giant fluffy die to make you picture it as a human head.
Once you tell somebody not to imagine something, guess what they immediately do? Imagine it. Yeah. So
hey,
I did.
Imagine a forest, but all of the trees are made out of snails. No, why?
Oh my God! Why would you do that? Why would you say those words?
I said it and immediately regretted it. Like I feel. No.
Hey Megan, I want you to imagine a spatula, but it's a skeleton hand flipping your pancake.
That's actually hilarious. That's hilarious.
Does that exist?
That has to exist.
Did I just invent something that's going to be sold in a sharper image?
It's the rule of the internet. It happens.
Skeleton spatula. That'll hit it.
Skeleton hand spatula.
Yeah. And go. Go, right. Internet, go. Oh my God.
It 100% is a thing.
It does. I wanted like the bones. I wanted the bones to be flipping, but it's just like a.
It's like a spatula with a
print on it.
I feel like some of these look like they could be getting close to what you want. Why is there this? What? Also, why in our search for skeleton hand spatula did we get one that's shaped like the American flag?
Because Megan, America's all around us all the time.
Look at this stock photo. It's a severed hand holding a spatula, you guys. Why?
And this is, I would say, potentially even more disturbing is just a spatula that just looks like a human hand.
Oh, that is deeply disturbing.
I love it. My birthday is not coming up for a long time, everybody, but please remember this moment.
This says that this is a lawn steak prop.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's not a spatula. No. Sorry.
Now you need to look up human hand spatula.
Okay.
You guys, spatulas are so versatile that you can make anything a spatula.
This is going to return a bunch of regular spatulas.
Oh yeah, because it's people holding them.
You use all spatulas with your hands.
I gotta appreciate though how many stock photos there are of people using spatulas.
Also, look at this disturbing stock photo.
Beautician's hand with black glove.
But it's just like a hand in like a generic poorly fitting black glove holding a popsicle stick, and it's like very weird.
Hey, if you run a stock photo company, I'm just gonna let you know that you do not have to do any more hands with spatulas because the market is saturated.
Yeah, there are a lot. Well, anyway.
Whoa! Sorry,
I didn't see it.
Oh, it was like one of those white masks with no expressions, just holes for mouth and eyes, and then a hand was reaching towards it.
Ugh. Well, everybody, this is a show about Magic the Gathering, despite what we just talked about for the last 3 minutes.
Welcome. My name is Maria.
My name is Megan.
Sorry, I went kind of I rewound halfway through saying my name, and then I fast forward again, and then you got my name.
And then you got it.
That's what happened.
Fair enough.
We have a real spifferific show for you today. Because Ixalan previews are coming out left and right. You could say they're coming out of the snail forest.
No, or you could forget that the phrase snail forest was ever said.
No, I think I'm going to go with option A. And we want to share some of them with you because they're really cool. We want to talk about our favorite ones, and we want to talk about our least favorite ones. And we also want to talk about the ones in the middle.
That's right. We're just talking about all of the Ixalan previews in general.
Yes.
We're also going to talk a little bit about news related to the Ixalan spoilers. Wizards recently talked a little bit about, hey, remember that page that was like spoiled way, way, way early?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
What happened? And what happened because of it?
Guess what? It's a tale worthy of that film, Catch Me If You Can. Do you remember that movie?
I sure do.
It's like great.
Did you ever see I Love You, Philip Morris?
No.
Well, let me tell you, if you like You Catch Me If You Can, you might also enjoy I Love You, Philip Morris, starring Jim Carrey and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What?
Yeah.
Which Obi-Wan Kenobi?
As two lovers in prison. And it's a true story.
How is that related to Catch Me If You Can?
Because, Megan, you're from Texas. You should know this story. One of the guys, who's not Philip Morris, is an escape artist from prison and stuff. So he's a swindler. He does all these crazy schemes, embezzles all his money, and gets arrested like 6 times or something like that. And escapes from prison at least 3 or 4. Wow. One of them including faking his own death from AIDS.
Wow, that's messed up.
Yes. Yeah. And it all actually happened. And after that happened, he tried to get his boyfriend out of prison by posing as his lawyer in a courtroom to try and get him out. And that's when they caught him again.
Okay, this does sound great. This sounds great. Why have I not heard of this movie?
I feel like I spoiled it for you by saying all that stuff, but it's still really good.
Now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's super cute and just like absolutely incredible. This guy is still serving a life sentence.
You haven't answered which Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You know, Moulin Rouge Man.
Oh, yeah. Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor.
Okay.
Not the guy who's dead. Alec Guinness. They did not reanimate his corpse.
I don't know how old this film is. It could have been from when he was still alive.
Yeah. Anyway, I watched it as if it were Obi-Wan's origin story.
That sounds like a pretty good preview instead of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're just gonna forget all about that except for Darth Maul.
Oh yeah, Darth Maul was great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway. What?
Like, why did no one else ever have a double-sided lightsaber? Because that was pretty sick.
Nobody. It's like one of those things where once you invented like a skeleton spatula, you think, why has nobody else invented this before?
Invented it? And like,
and then
was it just because he died and it was like no one remembered it?
Like, everyone forgot about it.
Darth Maul died, and everyone was like, "What did he use to fight with?" And they're like, "Just a normal lightsaber."
It was probably just a normal lightsaber.
Just a normal lightsaber.
Like, I want to say it was a little different, but for the life of me, I can't remember how. So, well,
whatever.
We're just ever single-siders.
Anyways,
Megan, why don't you fence with a double-sided sword?
Because that's not one of the legal weapons.
What if it was legal?
Oh man, that would be like a completely different sport.
All right. Well,
that'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty sweet.
So everybody, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, leaks in Ixalan. We're going to talk about the story behind that. We also have us. We're gonna get real at you.
At you. Talking about Brian DeMar's article on channelfireball.com, a critique of gamer language.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and the discussion has been bubbling up around, and we thought, hey, this is a good thing to talk about, so we will.
Yes.
That was our thought process.
Then, of course, we'll have the Flavor Text Theater coming at you. At you.
We will at you.
We will at you. And then the show will be over.
Womp womp.
Bummer. But you'll get to hear all that stuff before that happens.
will. So until that time, be happy. And then when it's done, be sad. But guess what? You only have to wait a week for the next one.
So that's how time works. You're welcome. But before we get started, we, of course, have to thank very special people. The first very special people are you.
You're so special.
The listeners, and more importantly, oh God, that sounds terrible. Like, you're all very important.
More importantly,
you're all very important.
You as a group, but more importantly, you as individuals.
Yes.
As well.
Thank you to the people who support us on Patreon, patreon.com/MTAcast. As little as $1 an episode goes such a long ways towards making this show possible. Our travel schedules can get hectic. Just life can get hectic. Yeah. But we're still making sure that every week we bring you a show. Now on Tuesdays.
Yes. Yeah, on Tuesdays. So
now back to Tuesdays.
We used to be Tuesdays, we moved to Wednesdays, and now we're back to Tuesdays, everybody.
That's right, because you know what? We said, what needs more help? Tuesday.
It's like a rough day. Like, you have Monday, and you're like, I go into work. I know Monday's going to suck. Tuesday, maybe I had a little hope, but it all died as soon as I sat down in my cubicle.
Exactly. We're here to reignite that hope fire in your chest.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
But also, Tuesday is relevant because we do have to push ourselves a little bit, but we wanted you to get the news sooner than Wednesday. Yes. And so that's why we're moving it back to Tuesday. And you can be a supporter of that and of everything else that we do, including all of our YouTube videos, patreon.com/MTAcast. They all of the donations there support everything that we do, from $1 an episode up to $10 an episode, or however much you want to do. You get rewards, you get access to our Discord chat, and you get entered into our drawing at the end end of the month, which we're going to do today. So
exciting.
Somebody's going to win something. Two somebodies are going to win something.
What?
We also have to say thank you to cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. They're our sponsor, everybody.
Yeah, they are.
They're so cool. I get really emotional thinking about it. Go to our affiliate link,
but okay.
cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Enter that in your browser whenever you need to buy cards. I mean, Ixalan's going to drop. Do you want to order a box so you can have a draft party with your friends? The answer is yes.
You should do that.
Who should you order from? Card Kingdom, because they have good people. They pay them well. They give them benefits. They'll put stickers in your order if you say, I want an MTAcast
I want
sticker.
A sick sticker.
Let's support good people doing good things. cardkingdom.com/MTAcast. Let's talk about leaks.
Hey, everybody. Do you know what
a diaper is?
No. No.
Pampers, the best for your baby's butt. We're not sponsored by Pampers.
We're not sponsored by Pampers.
Or any baby product.
We do not endorse baby products.
We don't endorse babies on Magic the Amateuring.
Don't endorse babies.
Nope.
The babies have given us no money to endorse their.
If a baby was a Patreon supporter, I might be like, hey, thanks, babies.
Maybe thanks, babies. But as it stands, we cannot support babies.
We just can't.
But we can support open and clear communication of information.
Yes.
That was a weird transition.
And Wizards was pretty open about what happened to them very recently when a foil sheet of rares and mythic rares from Ixalan was posted online prior to when it should have been, because it was leaked by somebody who got their hands at it at one of their printing facilities.
That's right. So you might remember this was like actual months ago.
Yeah, it was.
It was
around
so
GP
early.
Vegas.
Like Hour of Devastation hadn't even come out yet.
Whoa. That's really weird.
It was like before Hour of Devastation.
You're right. It was, because we were in Hour of Devastation previews.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden there's like this Ixalan sheet that everyone is talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It's such a letdown.
It was very, very bad.
I will be very honest. I did not look at it.
Neither did I.
Because I didn't, like, it felt like so disappointing. It's like, no, right now I'm excited for Hour of Devastation.
Yep.
And Nikki B coming back. And I don't want to see this.
Right. I want to be surprised along with everybody else. Yes. Preview season is one of my favorite times of year. And I just want to live and bask in the sunlight of new cards.
Yes.
I don't want it.
It's like, I think I've told this story before, but so when my mom was little, she has a bunch of siblings, and every year they would like do the thing where you look for Christmas presents before Christmas, after they know that they're like their parents had bought Christmas presents.
Fun fact, if you open a Christmas present you're not supposed to before Christmas, it's always socks.
It'll just magically transform into socks. It was something cooler. Now it's socks. But one year they found them.
Wow.
And they hadn't been wrapped yet. And they were just like, it was actually so disappointing.
Well, yeah.
She still tells the story of just like, oh, it was just
and then we had to open them. Did they fake it? Like,
they had to fake it. And they were just like, this was the worst. This was the worst idea. So every year after that, they would pretend to look for them, but wouldn't look very hard because they never wanted to find them again because it was so disappointing.
Did their parents ever know that they found them?
I think at this point, my grandma has definitely heard that story.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
But anyways,
that's exactly what it is. Yeah. You just see it all and you're like, oh, now. Okay.
Cool.
And here's the deal. People who do this, it is illegal and it's theft.
Yeah.
It's straight up theft. And
like breaking non-disclosure agreements.
Yes.
And lots of other legal paperwork. But in this case, it was straight up theft.
Stealing.
Someone went into their printing facility.
Yeah. Took it.
An employee of the printing facility.
Yes.
Took the sheet.
Allegedly.
And tried, I think, right, that's like their like legal
thing. Yeah, you have to say it.
You can tell their legal team was like, allegedly. You have to say allegedly. And that's correct.
Yeah.
Until they're proven guilty. And just like took these sheets.
Yeah.
And then tried to, like, the photos actually came, like, this person didn't just straight up post the photos of, like, hey, look at these.
Yeah.
They were trying to sell them.
That's crazy.
And that's how the photos, like, started bubbling up. Is that people were like, I have this photo of someone who's trying to sell this.
Apparently, they're also caught on security camera doing this. So
taking the sheets.
Look.
The moral of the story is.
Have you learned nothing from Mission Impossible? I don't know if they actually take the cameras on that movie or not, but
I've never seen Mission Impossible.
Any of them?
None of them.
The music's so good. The theme song?
Okay. Yeah, I know the theme song, but I've never seen a Mission Impossible.
Oh, I think they're worth it.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Isn't Tom Cruise in them?
Tom Cruise is in them. He zips down and hovers above a floor that's, activated with alarms. And it's kind of cool.
Okay. It's kind of like the poster child of action films, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Cool.
So this screws with Wizards' plans a number of ways, including previews. We're getting a preview card, which we'll post on YouTube.
Yeah.
And everything in a little while, in a couple of days.
But they have all of these plans, right, for content creators like us, or the professor, or the Mana Source, or anybody else who's out there who's hey, part of what we love doing is being finding cool ways to present these previews to people.
Yeah.
And it just takes away that opportunity.
And it's sometimes part of your bread and butter too, because people will be paid to write these articles, showing off these new cards. So it's not only Wizards and their bottom line that you're hurting, but everybody in the community too, actually. Yeah. And all of this work that went into the hype machine of hyping up these cards, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of people affected by these things. So it's kind of a big deal. And hopefully, I just really hope that this doesn't keep happening, because I want the hype. I want the surprise. Meghan has been reminded by talking about Ixalan.
Talking about both Ixalan and then the theft and the Mission Impossible.
We have a really special news to share with you.
As some of you know, this is one of the places where you can come for updates about your favorite actors, like Nicolas Cage. Mostly like Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly, only Nicolas Cage.
Only Nicolas Cage.
And sometimes Tommy Lee Jones. But that's it. That's where it stops.
We only do the upper echelon. We only deal with the upper echelon of actors. So
yes.
We're not even going to go with tier 2.
Okay, so here's the story, is that Nicolas Cage, I'm just going to read the headline. Nicolas Cage agrees to return stolen dinosaur skull to Mongolia. That's all you need to know.
And it's in the New York Times. It's not a fake news site or anything weird. But basically, Nicolas Cage. Oh my gosh, if you're Nicolas Cage, would you have a cage in your house called Nicolas Cage that you kept people in?
What? No, definitely not.
Just
under no circumstances would I have a cage in my home that I kept people in.
Just for fun. Go-go dancers aren't cages. Anyway, his real life is now a movie.
You have to say it like that.
That's what we're saying.
You have to say it like go-go dancers.
Oh, I can't just say for people, and you won't know what I mean?
Yeah.
Huh.
No.
Weird.
No.
Law enforcement also agrees with you. Fun fact.
They also frown upon cages in your home.
I don't get it. It's my cage.
So yeah, basically, he didn't steal it, but he bought it 10 years ago at an artifact at an auction, at an artifact auction. And it turns out it had been stolen from a desert in Mongolia.
Wow. He paid $276,000 for this skull, which, I mean,
do you know what? Honestly, that's
cheap.
Not a lot, right?
If you're rich and you have a ton of money, I always think to myself, what do you even do with it at the end of the day? And I guess I never thought about buying dinosaur bones.
No, but that's real
pretty good
thing.
It's a pretty good idea.
Huh.
If people walked into your house and you had a full dinosaur skeleton just kind of assembled next to your cage, and people would be like, wow.
And then they might not notice the cage.
Yeah.
So it's really helpful.
They forget all about that.
Anyways, the moral of the story, don't steal.
Yeah, and so what they're doing is they're putting out preview cards sooner than they would have been. We would have seen a kind of a slow trickle of mythic rares and this kind of thing. But now you're going to see more commons and uncommons previewed as part of the preview cycle, which I actually think is pretty cool.
I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah, so Wizards has been good sports about this. Congrats to them. But you know what? Keep your hands to yourself, okay?
That's right.
Keep your red hand to yourself, Dak Faden, greatest thief in the multiverse. Is he being prosecuted for this? Maybe they should look into it.
He wouldn't have been caught.
Good point. Okay, human beings, let's talk about Ixalan mechanics.
That's right. Ixalan is a brand new world full of brand new and brand old mechanics.
That's right. We have returning mechanics. We have shiny new mechanics. And that's the two things that we have.
Those are the two things that we have.
Yes.
So, Maria.
Yeah.
What is the first mechanic that we're seeing on Ixalan?
All right, let's talk about Enrage, Megan.
What?
Because we all know dinos be tromping, and they're tromping all over the Ixa place. And Enrage is a dino-centric mechanic.
Yes, it is.
Because they get mad, and when they get mad, they don't get glad.
What makes them mad? Being hit.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't be mad?
Like poke,
especially when you're a dinosaur and there's just all these pesky little merfolk or these pirates or these vampires around and they're like, eat, eat, hello, hello. And you're just like, no, get out. Get out.
You do not want to make dinosaurs angry.
No.
You wouldn't like them when they're angry. So let's take a look at a card with Enrage under our magnifying glass of knowledge.
Yes.
Okay, this is called Sun Crowned Hunters. 4 red for a 5/4 dino. Okay. Enrage. Whenever Sun Crowned Hunters is dealt damage, it deals 3 damage to target opponent.
Oof.
So it's like,
ouch.
This kitten's got claws. Bites back. Bites back.
Wait, what?
I mean, I don't know.
No, I get it.
This, like, you make this dino mad?
Yeah. And it's going to bite you.
It's like the Liam Neeson of mechanics.
What?
Because if you make Liam Neeson mad, he's not going to come at you. He's coming at you.
You just said he's not going to come at you. He's coming at you.
What did I mean? He's not going to not come at you. He's coming at you.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I meant.
That makes more sense.
Give me back my son. Hashtag. That's what this mechanic should be called.
That's not Liam Neeson, though.
Okay. I'm thinking of Taken.
You are thinking of Taken, but that line is not from Taken.
Yeah, that's true. Because it's a daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
But I just mean like Liam Neeson is... I know it's not related, but I love calling this mechanic Give Me Back My Son. Because it's like, you poke me, you do damage to me, well, I come at you in rage.
Yeah, although not all of them are as aggressive as dealing 3 damage to target opponent.
No.
Enrage is one of those mechanics where the same, like it always has the same thing that's happening to make it, to make it work. In this case, Enrage, it's always when this creature is dealt damage,
Correct.
have the benefit. But sometimes that benefit might be, who knows what it's going to be. It might be dealing 3 damage to an opponent. It might be drawing a card. We've seen one of those.
I'm trying to find another one right now.
We just passed the one that draws a card. Go up a little bit more. Nope. There we go.
Oh, yes. Okay. So this card is called Ripjaw. Ooh, Ripjaw Raptor. 2 green for a 4/5 Enrage. Whenever a Ripjaw Raptor is dealt damage, draw a card. Okay. So it's always triggering on when something is dealt damage.
Yes.
And that's the poke effect, essentially. Poke. I'm so mad.
Yeah. So Enrage, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be neat to see how it plays out because you're going to have to make some decisions based on if you want somebody to draw a card based on the blocks that are happening or, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Then we also, the next one that we've got is a returning mechanic, Raid.
Welcome back, Raid. We saw you last in cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very flavorfully appropriate here for pirates.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Raid, again, is usually it's a bonus associated with the card if a creature attacked this turn. So in this case, there's Deadeye Tormentor, 2 and a black for a 2/2 Raid. When it enters the battlefield, if you attack with a creature this turn, target opponent discards a card.
Nice.
So some of these might have... And like in this case, it's like an entered the battlefield. So like when you cast it, if something attacked this turn, then you get the ability.
Right.
I think we might also see ones that happen on that's like on end step. It's like, oh, if a creature attacks this turn, it's a recurring raid ability.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
interesting. I remember raid being really fun. It encourages attacking, of course, and cons. And my favorite raid creature was like I'm going to say a Heart Piercer Manticore. It's definitely not it. Yep. It was, I want to say Heart Piercer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That card was so good. Mardu Heart Piercer?
Mardu Heart Piercer. When you attack with the creature's turn, if you did, she comes in and deals 2, I believe, to something. So good.
That card is great.
Fabulous.
Man, that card is so good.
Yeah, I loved Raid.
Then, again, going with the pirates, we've got Treasure. We talked about these a little bit
Mars.
last week. What?
His song Treasure.
Sing
Treasure, that's what you are to me.
I have never heard this song.
100% have.
I can definitively say I've never heard this song in my life.
Incorrect. Because I'm going to tell you after the show when you've heard it.
What?
It's on a YouTube video as well as a song that involves Spider-Man. Several people in a Spider-Man costume. That is the Treasure song. Just FYI.
That sounds so...
Don't look it up.
That sounds
I warned you.
So bad.
Yep. You'll hear it and you'll be like, oh yeah, that song. Treasure!
Oh my god.
We talked about this a little bit on the show last week in that it's very similar to gold in that you can sacrifice it to add any one mana of any color to your mana pool, but you do have to tap it, which is the difference between gold and treasure. The end. Are you remembering now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Sorry, we have to remember that video exists. Yeah. I mean, the treasure is going to be sweet. It obviously is very flavorful. I kind of wish it was still gold because I loved my gold tokens that I had.
Yeah.
So that's me being selfishly wanting to use gold tokens again.
That's fair.
But whatever. I'm over it.
We've got another new mechanic.
Yes, we do.
Explore.
Explore.
I like this one.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see this play out. So Explore says, it's when this creature enters the battlefield, explore. And what you do is you reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Shing. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature.
Plunk.
Then put the card back or put it into your graveyard.
Clunk.
So it's one, if it's like just a clunker on top of your deck, whether that's a land
pitch it,
or a spell that you just is not going to help you out right now, you get to pitch it. Like that thing's gone.
No, you have to put in your hand if it's a land.
I know, but I'm saying like if it like in that case it's in your hand.
Right. You're not blanking your draw step.
Exactly. And if it's a clunker of a spell, then it gets to go in your graveyard.
Yeah.
And if it's a great spell, then you know it's there.
Put it on
and
top.
You've got a +1/+1 counter on your creature.
Yeah. Ideal such probably.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy with this mechanic. I'm excited to see it.
Explore's cool. It's once again, very flavorful. Like we're exploring, we're looking for something. We don't quite know what we're going to find, but we will reap the benefits
we're looking
either way.
for it.
And we're looking.
But we're looking for it.
Yeah, so this card is Tashana's Wayfinder that has Explore on it. 2 and a green for 2/2. 2/2. Green Merfolk.
Yes.
Weird.
I know. People have been talking about this. Mono green Merfolk.
So like, is Merfolk in Modern going to have green in it now?
I don't know. I mean, these merfolk are going to have to get real good for them to make modern
decks.
Like we already saw, right? We already saw the one that's going in modern merfolk.
Yes,
which
we did.
Just replaces the other, like the one blue.
The glass spinner.
Yeah, that just replaces the one that so you can't target your merfolk. So like, but that one's blue already. So it's like you don't have to worry about it. I don't know. I don't know if we've seen merfolk yet that are good enough to crack into modern.
Yeah.
If they're mono green.
Watch this space. Yeah. Watch this space. We'll find out.
Watch it. We'll see.
Vehicles are back. As we said,
talked about this
very
last week.
excited for our vehicles to be back.
Nice boats.
Nice boats, y'all.
Hey, these are some nice boats.
Hey, nice boat.
Nice boats. We saw a rare boat recently. Wait, no, this is an uncommon. My bad. But I love this art. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful. The Twilight Legion battleship.
Ooh, a good name.
Vigilance Crew 2. It's a 4/6.
That seems good. Oh, it costs 5 though. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the art is so great though.
Good job, Titus Lentner. Great work. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Nice. And then we have, as we talked about last week,
double face cards.
But some sweet double face cards. In this case, we've seen some artifacts.
Yes.
Like what we've seen so far is treasure map. That transform into a land.
Weird. I'm in. I love this. I love it.
It's pretty cool.
It's awesome. It's cool. I love when, as I said, when the game, kind of the gameplay or the game state or the way the game operates is kind of messed with. And that's why I really love vehicles. That's why I love these double face cards that are one thing and transform into something else.
Oh, and we've talked about, like, this art is just so pretty.
Gorge.
Like the framing on this with the map, like,
fun fact,
so cool.
You know, invocations, etc.
Yeah.
They were going to keep up with that.
Yeah.
And in Ixalan, this was going to be what the invocations looked like.
Oh. Mm-hmm. How do you know that?
Mark Rosewater told me personally in a phone call. We talk on the phone. No big deal. He put it on his blog Tog.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're really pretty.
So we don't get to lose them entirely in a way.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty cool.
And there's something else that's kind of crazy and spicy happening in that planeswalkers now have a legendary type. Okay,
that's right.
Legendary
Instead of just saying planeswalker Jace, it says legendary planeswalker Jace. So you still can't have, say, 2 Jace Cunning Castaways on the battlefield, but you could have a Jace Unraveler of Secrets and a Jace Cunning Castaway, because the Planeswalker uniqueness rule is now a thing of the past.
There can be 2 Jaces in play at the same time. Weird. That's like some Back to the Future stuff.
As long as they're not the exact same Jace.
Right.
It can be 2 Jaces. What?
And also, you can have more Jaces if you minus this Jace.
That's true. This Jace creates copies of Jace. I'm very interested to see how that like flavorfully works out in the story.
So weird.
Like, what's happening? Is Jace just going like?
Has he
Jace
split himself?
Yeah. Is he like, I don't know who I am? So he just like divides himself into multiple people.
Weird.
That would be really
no matter what.
Wild.
Jace is definitely having some issues. That look on his face either says I've been having some time with a plant of mine, or
wait, what? Oh. Sorry, Maria, because that is not actually a euphemism for what you're talking about.
I think it's clear as mud, Megan, what I meant.
You know, like, hindsight is 50-50. So
yeah,
sure.
Or Jace is totally nut bananas and he's lost his mind.
I really want it to be that, like, we've talked about at the end of the last story, Jace was just like, he tried to crack Bolus's mind, and instead Bolus was like, ha,
funny
and
joke.
just started like eating away at Jace's mind, and Jace was like, I'm going crazy, and he just planeswalked to wherever, which is how he ended up here. He didn't even like have a plan.
Yeah.
He just like, Wah. And so my hope is that he just has no memory of who he is.
And those markings on his body, I believe, are cuts.
What?
Yeah, very shallow cuts running along his body. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that I read that.
I thought that that's just like his
sweet
magic tats. Yep. I thought that he had sweet magic tats.
And thank you to everybody who, there's multiple people who photoshopped Kate Winslet with Jace on this card, which, you know. Yeah.
Perfect.
Just, it's great.
Perfect.
Well done.
Very nice.
So yeah, is that all we've got from Ixalan mechanics?
That's what we've got.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
We've got we've got Enrage, Explore, Raid, Vehicles, and this new rule, and the flippin' lands.
Those flippin' lands. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm very excited for Ixalan. More previews, of course, as time goes on. We'll be posting about them on our Twitter, of course. Follow us if you're not. MTAcast is our Twitter handle, and Twitter is really where the Magic universe lives. So if you're not on there, just make an account. You can stay an egg, and you can follow everybody and have a good time. But yeah, we'll talk more about previews as they come out, and keep tuned for our preview card. If you're not a subscriber on YouTube, youtube.com/MTAcast, go over there, hit the sub button, because we will be posting a preview card there. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about language and gaming.
That's right. Do you know what? There's some stuff that you shouldn't say in public.
What? Are you crazy, Megan? What if I just feel the need to say bad things?
Do you know what? Consider who you're around, what you're doing, why maybe people would be upset by what you're saying.
Why should I consider other people? It's my life.
That's true, but you're living your life in public. When you're in your home, sure.
So I can say the words.
Shout swears.
I can shout swears to myself in the mirror every morning. That's fine.
Maria, that's actually not fine. And if you're doing that, we should have a different conversation.
We need to have a convo.
But if you're gonna shout them in the privacy of your home.
Oh, okay.
No. So Brian DeMars recently wrote an article on Channel Fireball that talks about some phrases in Magic that we could just do away with.
We just you know what? Let's just say goodbye to these things.
Yeah.
Don't let the door hit your butt on the way out.
And you know what? Before he gets into that, he was actually talking about how a YouTube video of him playing an event had been flagged, and he was like, I wonder why. And then he started thinking about all of the stuff that we say in Magic.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal.
That exactly, just he was like, I probably talked about killing long-tail cubs.
And YouTube's like
a bunch of times. And
obviously a problem.
No, wait just a second. All that we notice is that you're talking about killing things a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe we're going to flag your video.
That's so funny. Yeah.
So I thought that was just like interesting right off the top.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, sometimes this does sound a lot darker than just talking about playing a card game.
Yeah. We're not being like, I capture you in my Pokeball. We're like, I murder your
Yeah, it's like card. I murder your creature.
Whoa.
Oh, and that's, that's interesting. Oh man, I wish I like, what if there's murder in the set and you can murder a dinosaur?
Wow, dreams come true. Dreams come true. Well, we know you can like put a big comet and explode all of them.
What?
Yeah, the Star of Extinction.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
it was beautiful. So funny. We were traveling back from the last GP, Grand Prix Indianapolis, and I was talking to Marshall, and I was like, Marshall, look at this card. And he was like, oh, that's so sad. I was like, yeah, I guess it is.
Do you know what? Yeah.
He looked at one of the dinosaurs, and he messaged me later, and he's like, look, I knew I was right. One of the dinosaurs has a mouthful of leaves as he's being extincted.
I'm really sad.
I know! And I was like, oh, I thought this card was cool, and now I'm depressed because someone got killed in the middle of dinner.
Or, yeah. That's rough.
Anyway, language. So the reason that Brian thought this article was pertinent to write is because in our community, not every community, but there are terms and phrases that we say that can be pretty hurtful and can turn people off to playing the game and make them feel unwelcome in spaces where Magic is played.
Yes. I think that the biggest thing that came to mind, and someone mentioned this online, is that like if Magic is going to keep growing, it has to attract new players. And like if you want your store to keep growing, you're going to need like families, like people with kids, to be willing to bring their kids in to like learn to play this game and learn to play at these events. And they're just like, from an economic perspective, straight up not going to do that if there's people saying terrible things in your store.
Right.
And if you're not creating an environment that's going to be like inclusive of everybody who might want to play there. Because do you know what? At the end of the day, like Magic is for you. Yes. Magic is for you, and that's great. But also Magic is for everybody.
Yes.
And you can't go into a store thinking that Magic is only for you and the space is only for you because it's not.
It's just not.
Magic is for everyone.
Unless it's your house, and once again, you're screaming obscenities into the mirror. Then
Maria, we need
do whatever you want.
Talk about that habit. That's not healthy. It's a deeply unhealthy habit.
And like something that can be totally innocuous to you, can be really, really, really horrible for somebody else to hear. And you have absolutely no idea what that's going to be. And you're like, well, I could say cat, and maybe somebody's cat died, and then they got sad. Okay. That's
like, don't justify anything could be hurtful to say phrases that are often severely hurtful to people. So the couple that he brings up specifically in his article are first the R word. For using it for getting beaten really badly. Don't use it.
Just don't say it.
Don't say it.
And he points out that it's just an incredible false equivalency here. Okay, it is not even remotely similar. All right?
And also, just like say something else.
I don't care. Megan and I came up with some ideas for you.
Yes, exactly.
If you're somebody who's like, but you're taking this away from me, it's a free country, free speech. Nah.
Get creative, you jerk.
First of all, that doesn't apply because you're not in your house. But two, get creative. Let's think of some here.
Oh, so Wedge from the Manosaurus mentioned he really likes saying shellacked. I think that's great. Really, it's a fun word to say. Like, man, I just got shellacked.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a great word.
I came up with, I am somebody who likes butter and salt on my mashed potatoes. Don't judge, okay? I don't put gravy on them. So I want to say I got gravied because somebody poured gravy on my potatoes.
I don't feel good about that.
I don't like gravy.
What if instead you don't get butter and salt at all and you just get plain potatoes?
Oh, no.
Man, I got plain potatoed.
Plain potato hard that game.
But like steamrollered, like that's steamroller. You know, again.
I got beat.
Yeah, I got beaten.
Somebody like beat me at a game of Magic.
Yeah, you could just say that.
That's just a way to put it.
Someone just beat me at a game of Magic. Sir, I understand entirely exactly what you're saying.
Somebody made me smell their socks that game.
Ugh, man. I really got socks smelled. Do you know what? Some of these are going to be better than others, and we can all acknowledge that.
We're just going to throw those. Look,
but our point is...
Our point is...
Get creative.
Get creative.
say something that's not going to be hurtful to somebody.
There's a term in Magic, which is, what am I thinking of? The cost of putting a card in your deck.
Opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost, right? And the opportunity cost of not saying a terrible, horrible, awful word to equate to something that really, in the grand scheme of life, is not that bad, is so very low to changing it to something better that you got to stop whining.
Yeah.
So let's just put that out there. Okay.
The second one is go kill yourself.
Yeah. Well, this is something I've seen online actually a lot.
Yeah.
And because people can hide behind the wall of anonymity that is the internet, capital I. But
actually, you don't have to capital I anymore.
Oh, thank God.
I think that was weird. Just like last year, 2 years ago that change was made.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. The more you know. Just, don't say this. This is something that is very real for a lot of people and horribly personal. And just like, obviously, it's just a super mean thing to say in general. It's
also just straight up harassment.
Yes.
Like that counts as harassment.
Yep.
Your account will be flagged.
Yep.
People will hopefully report you if you say it. If someone says it to you, report them.
It's
pretty
you can Google
straightforward.
it online, how to report people in Magic Online.
Exactly.
And they take it very seriously.
And then the third one is just like illnesses.
Yeah.
Specifically, like people have called like hands or games like, oh, this hand is cancer, or this hand is AIDS.
Yeah.
Those are real things that people die of.
Please don't.
You might know people who have died of them.
And if you don't, well, like, congratulations.
Might know people who have died of. I know, like, if you don't know
something. It's not about you. It's not always about you.
So, just don't say it.
Yeah, I could be like, this hand has a real bad cold.
Don't. I feel like you could.
This hand is potatoes without any butter or salt.
Exactly. This hand is plain potatoes.
This hand is so plain potatoes right now.
Can you just imagine just eating a plain potato?
Megan, I can imagine it because I've done it. A plain potato that's not even cooked. I ate a raw potato.
Why?
It was a tradition in my high school. We participated in one-act play competition.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes. Yes, I am. We went to the state tournament, so we got very far with this play that was wonderful and beautiful. And over the years, it became a tradition to everybody in the cast takes a bite of a raw, dirty potato before the show for good luck. And
no, that's not a thing.
I participated in it.
That's not a thing. That's weird. That's weird and wrong.
It was awful.
That's bad.
It tasted like
dirt.
That's
a bad tradition.
It was a dirt tuber, and I put it in my mouth.
Nope. It was a dirt. Another great name for a hand. Man, this is a real dirt tuber.
Fabulous. I love that.
That's really good.
I love that.
Yeah. So again, the whole point of this is just, like we said, Magic is a game for you. You enjoy it. You love it. That's really wonderful. But Magic is also a game for everybody.
Yeah.
We want to make it a game for everybody. And that means being conscientious when you are out playing it in public.
Again, if you feel that this is suppressing you too much, number one, you're being really dramatic and you're a liar. Number two, just go and play a game with you and your horrible friends in your house.
Exactly.
And you can say all the terrible things you want, and you're probably going to lose some of those friends. But if you don't, I guess you found your life partners.
You found your people. You found your people.
And it's totally fine to do that. Yes. So whatever.
Exactly.
And don't be like, this bugged me when people are like, this is a slippery slope. Once I can't say hand is cancer. Next I can't say whatever. But
it's a dirt tuber.
That is definitely not how slippery slopes work. Slippery slope is a logical fallacy, okay? That you cannot use it to support your argument. It means that your argument is already bullcrap. Anyway, there you go. Yeah. If you've got a great idea for some way to say some of these things that's not horrible and hurtful, tweet at us at MTAcast with your best answers. It's time for Flavor Text Theater, everyone.
And this one's a blast from the past. It is Conspiracy 2, Take the Crown. This lovely pack comes from Vicky and James.
Yes, thank you, Vicky and James.
Friends.
And we never did a Flavor Text Theater with Conspiracy, Take the Crown, I don't think.
I feel like... I don't remember. We probably did.
Man, I don't remember it. So,
but
therefore it doesn't exist.
Therefore it doesn't exist. If we don't remember it, it didn't happen.
So let's take a look through this pack. Not really. We're going to spread them out, and we're going to pitch you some movies or TV shows based on the title or flavor or art of these cards. Get your listening ears on, executives of Warner Brothers or 20th Century Fox, because
Universal
we are ready to get paid.
Yeah.
Ooh, and these cards are going to be like good for movie names. I just thought about it because they're very dramatic, like conspiracy cards.
Yeah.
Okay, so my movie is going to be set in the Harry Potter universe, but it's not based on any of the main characters. It's based on the goblins that work at Gringotts Bank. And this particularly the story of one goblin. Are they goblins?
Yeah.
At Gringotts? Okay.
They are.
Who has to work as a bail bondsman. And he helps people get out of Azkaban and various other wizard prisons.
Okay.
Wizens, as they're known, and helps them get bonds. But it all turns topsy-turvy when he himself is arrested and there's nobody to help him make bond. But in jail, he learns how to become like a true sorcerer himself from his cellmate, Summoner's Bond.
Nice.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Cute. Okay, so in this one, this is the story of a mermaid.
Ooh.
But because, and it's not even her fault, but like she used to be part of the royal family.
Yeah.
But they
whoa,
there was,
Megan, I'm gonna stop you, but keep going. I think this is already a movie so far.
I mean, so far I get that this is a Little Mermaid, but it's not.
Okay.
Just hold on, because this ruling family is no longer in power. They were usurped.
Okay.
And she was banished. And she was transformed by a sorcerer. I know.
Okay.
But she was transformed into, instead of a mermaid, she becomes like essentially like a it's not that she's on land, but she has to be always in the air. She has wings. She's essentially a bird. Except, she's still a
bird person.
She's a bird person. She gets transformed into essentially a bird person. Just a human,
There's a word for it. It's driving me bananas. Keep going.
A bird person?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I'm looking.
Anyways, so and she spends the rest of her, like, she becomes the leader of like the subset of mer people that want her family back in power because the usurpers are like not great.
Wow.
And so she, she can't return to the ocean, which she really wants to do, until her family is back in power because she's banished until then, up in the sky. And she, so she does that. And she's like a scout for them, and she helps, organize the takeover of like reinstalling the royal family. Anyways, it's called Merfolk Sky Scout.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I never thought I'd be perusing Wikipedia under list of avian humanoids, but here we are. I suppose angels count.
Yeah, like that's what I was kind of thinking of, but she's like not quite that.
I was specifically thinking of Native American, but I had so many books as a child, and there was a really cool one that I'm trying to think of. But anyway, all right, this movie is about someone who's going on a long journey. Unfortunately, during said journey, they are murdered and must continue the journey as a ghost. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like Lord of the Rings meets Casper, and that's exactly right. By the way, Megan and I recently watched Casper.
Weird.
Still weird and disturbing. Just the worst.
Like the whole last half of that film is just like a bunch of barely cobbled together plot points.
Yes.
Tied together with not very cohesive narrative string.
So like this person as a ghost resuming the travels must therefore try and like help other travelers traveling the same path, but as a ghost, which scares off a lot of people, but eventually becomes friends with the traveler as a spirit person and helps them finish their mission.
Ooh.
Doomed Traveler.
Nice. Mine is about a guy. This is another transformation one. A guy who's transformed into a crow.
Oh, okay.
And for a long time he mourns his human existence. But he's also a magical crow, so he lives forever. And eventually he finds a whole bunch of other magical crows that used to be people, and they form their own group of crows. It's called Murder.
I knew it was coming. Murder. This is a film that's an art house experimental film. And you remember in Alice in Wonderland when she falls down the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
There are some movies, and there's a version, which I want to say is like claymation or I don't want to say animatronic. where Alice falls down this hole and it's just really, really weird and trippy.
Yeah.
And there's puppets and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Who remembers the name of this? It wasn't in English. Please tweet it at us at MTG. Anyway, I want to watch it again. This is an entire movie where somebody's falling down the rabbit hole of Alice in Wonderland and all the various things that occur while they're falling. It is an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow.
It's called Plummet.
Wow.
I'd watch it.
Okay, so this one is about a king who is, pretty old, and the king has, a couple of kids, and it's not in a kingdom where it's necessarily set up in he gets to choose which of his kids is going to take over.
Okay.
But the problem is that he's getting kind of old, and his kids think that he's going crazy because he starts getting super suspicious of all of them.
Oh.
And they can't, they're trying to help, keep him grounded in reality, and they're trying to run the kingdom and each, say prove that they're worthy of running the kingdom. But the entire time, the king is just slowly becoming more and more and more suspicious of all of them. And it turns out it's because he thinks he's seeing the ghost of his dead wife, who's telling him all of these secrets about the kids.
Well, this is like Hamlet plus King Lear up in here.
But she doesn't actually exist.
Wow.
It's illusionary informant.
Oh, wow. I'm in.
Right?
Shakespeare, go back and write that in the past. All right. This movie is Catch Me If You Can, but with merfolk. Merfolk looter.
Yep.
Do you tell me you're not watching that? Ooh. Speaking... This is a reference to something that happened that I said 2 episodes ago on this card.
Yeah. Go.
It's our mythic for this pack. Not like every pack has one. But here we go. This is... I mean, it's Sanctum Prelate because I said prelate as a card, and we're like, wait a second, what's a prelate? It's a cleric person.
Yeah.
And this is somebody overthrowing the Pope. It's a movie about overthrowing the Pope.
Yeah.
It takes place in a post-apocalyptic future where the Catholic Church has taken over everything.
Classic overthrowing the Pope story.
But they're doing it, it's like an inside job.
Classic post-apocalyptic overthrowing the Pope story.
Yeah, and everyone's like, everything's going to be better once you overthrow the Pope and we have this coup. But in fact, everything is worse. Sanctum Prelate. Think about it.
So this one is about again, it's an old school kingdom, which I feel like that's right, that's where because Take the Crown was set in that. It's very they're Braga was just murdered, so it's very kingdomy. It's all very kingdomy. Anyway, so this one is also set in a kingdom. And there's an elite guard for the king that different soldiers are promoted to after a whole bunch of time. But eventually this elite guard, there's 2 people in it, and they fall madly in love.
Okay.
But it's very strictly written. If you're in this guard, you're not supposed to be married because that's going to keep you from protecting the king with your life. And so they have to go on the run. And then it's the rest of the guard has this whole moral quandary over we know them and they're really good people. We don't want to have to chase them down and punish them because they just want to be together.
Wow.
But they also abandoned their post, and our post is supposed to be everything to us. And so they have a real crisis.
I love this. I'm watching
of confidence. Anyways, it's called Lieutenants of the Guard.
Oh, I'm in. This card has a strange name. Oh, boy. Don't quite know what to do with it.
Okay, wait, we'll swap.
We'll swap. You figure that one out.
All right.
Ooh. This one, mine is a story of a young person who's born into a family of alerters. And this is once again, in the future or the past or whatever, when things are bad and there's warring kingdoms happening all the time. And this family of alerters has survived for generations, living on the line between several clans which have been fighting for eons and eons and having nonstop wars. And their job is to alert a specific clan when another one is coming up to the line and ready to fight. And they're supposed to blow this horn to let them know. It's a very dangerous life, of course, because you're going to be on the front line of battle when these warring clans come up. And the son of one of these families decides, I don't want to be the one to blow the horn anymore. So instead, he constructs a new horn, which is a horn of peace. And when it's blown, everyone will stop fighting. This film is called Trumpet Blast.
Aw, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is, once again, about a kingdom and a king. And about a king who is slowly going mad.
Okay.
But in this case, there's like a sorceress to the king who's been sort of like doing everything that she can to shore up his mind with her magical powers.
Okay, sure.
Because he doesn't have a plan for like who's going to rule after him.
Yeah.
But then there's, you know, the king's advisor who's like the Weasley advisor.
Yeah. They're always
who's
Weasley.
Always just been like, do you know what? Like, let the king go crazy. Like, let everything, you know, let it all burn to the ground, essentially. Yeah. And the advisor manages to like tell the king what the sorceress is doing. It's like, you know, she's like poisoning your mind. She's like messing with your head. And so the king banishes the sorceress, but the sorceress curses the person who told on her, like, you know, the help, you know, whatever, the advisor.
The weasel.
So that he will never be able to stop talking until the kingdom is put to right.
Wow.
Because she knows as soon as she's gone, the king goes crazy. Everything falls into like, it's a catastrophic mess. And this person, like he even when he sleeps, even when he's trying to eat, will never be able to stop talking until he fixes, you know, these problems that he's caused. It's garrulous sycophant.
All right, everybody, get out your wallets and fund one of these movies. Which one will it be? Let us know.
We don't know.
All of these cards, by the way, going into our drawing for our Patreon.
Yeah.
Oops, I'll say that again. This is my name over here. Where are you? All of these cards going into our drawing, our monthly Patreon drawing. Right here, I've got a stack of really cool ones that it features a foil blossoming defense, which looks beautiful.
Yeah.
So putting them in the stack. And this is a drawing for an overall patron. They could have been a patron for any amount of time, a very new patron to our patron who's been supporting us for many, many months, perhaps even years. And that person who wins this drawing this time, which is this stack of cards, some stickers, some packs, is Justin Lacey.
Ooh, congratulations, Justin.
Awesome job at being an awesome person.
And then we also have, let's see.
We got some playmats down here too.
We have a sick,
Which one do you want to do?
I don't know.
We've got so many.
Which playmat will it be?
Let's pull one out.
Pull one out.
This one's cool.
Ooh. Oh, this one is great. It's the art from Descend Upon the Sinful Grand Prix Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Oh, this art is great. It's so creepy. This art is massively creepy.
Okay, so you're going to get this playmat. Should we sign it, Megan?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's sign it. This is going
to... You know what? You can let us know. If you let us know right away,
tell us right away.
If you want it signed or unsigned, whichever way. Any way you want it, that's the way you get it. Any you want it.
This awesome playmat plus stickers is heading to a new patron, someone who's just joined us within the past month. So thank you for joining the Less Than 1% Club and our family. It's going to John Hackert of Texas.
Yay!
So send us an email, John, if you hear this and you want that signed or unsigned. Let us know ASAP, else we're going to send it to you in one of those ways, and you'll just have to deal with it.
Speaking of the state of Texas, in case you didn't know, there has been a massive hurricane that hit Houston, Texas, and is now also bouncing elsewhere along the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
But tons of Houston is underwater. I was telling Maria, I have friends that were evacuated by boat from their home. Mm-hmm. I have another friend whose family restaurant is like halfway underwater.
Jeez.
So there are a bunch of different organizations that you can donate to help the Houston, help people who are in need of immediate aid and to help people rebuild down the line. You can also donate blood because, very surprisingly, it's so weird to think about, but even a disaster like flooding creates blood shortages. Yes. So you can head to your American Red Cross and donate blood as well.
This public service announcement brought to you by the world.
By the world.
Yeah, so congrats to our winners, and go out and help if you can, because it's within all of our powers to do a little something.
Yeah.
And thank you again to anybody who's joined our family in this past month. And of course, our sponsors, cardkingdom.com/MTAcast, the best place to buy your magic stuff if you want to support a great place that supports great people. Next week, more show. We're just gonna have more show.
The end.
That's all.
Yeah.